Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy Ramalina, back to you again with another episode. But before we get into that, I'd like to say that this channel is geared towards adults and adult collectors and is not intended for anybody under the age of 13. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. All right. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy Ramalina, aka Perfector, Toy Collector. So if you guys noticed right off the rip, I changed the title name and I changed the intro a little tiny bit. So for you guys that have been a part of this channel for like the last 2 years, you guys have known that it's always been my first and last name, and I was content with that. I was happy with that. People got to know me. People knew exactly who I was, and like I said, I was more than happy to stay that way. But then, I noticed that everybody on YouTube has a pretty appealing title, a pretty appealing name that sort of encompasses what they're all about. So I wanted my YouTube channel name to sort of focus on those things that are the most important to me. So of course, Pun Perfector. If you guys have known me, seen me, I just I'm all about dad jokes. I'm all about puns. I'm all about just being goofy and just being a smart ass. So I attempt to, show people that in their streams, in their comment section, I try to, sort of provide a laugh or two. And like I said, people seem to like it. People seem to enjoy it. So I'll just continue doing it. And of course, Toy Collector. I wouldn't be on YouTube if I wasn't doing something that I really enjoyed, really liked. So of course, toy collecting, I do enjoy. I do like Funko Pops. I do like mystery minis. I do like figures, statues, you name it. I enjoy it. And yeah, like I said, guys, I just wanted my YouTube channel name to basically encompass all those things that I do enjoy. So yeah, guys, if you could, comment down below what you think of the new channel name. Tell me if it's a thumbs up or thumbs down. Maybe it's just a little too long. I don't know. Whatever. I tried to come up with something good. Okay, guys. It's hard to be creative. I feel like, YouTube is just, put so much pressure on people. It's just too much, okay? But, yeah, guys. Tell me what you think. All right, so we'll get into why we're here, guys. Because I do ramble on. Yes, I do. So today's focus will be a couple of items that I picked up. So I picked up 3 items, and they're all from an anime, because I like anime. I love anime. I adore anime. If anime was a physical thing, if it was a plushie, if it was a stuffed animal, I'd have that too. So yeah, guys. But picked up 3 items from the title or the show, Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA. And if you guys have not heard of the show, I would suggest that you tune in right away. You'll see what all the hype is about. You'll see that, it's a fantastic anime. From beginning to end, the arc, had you sort of captivated, grabbed you by the throat. Definitely awesome in every way. Of course, millions of other people thought the same thing too. It became a mainstream hit. People, sort of who weren't anime fans knew about it. And of course, anime fans, hardcore anime fans accepted it as something brand new, something appealing, something very unique in itself. So of course, it it basically set out to do what it intended to do, was to entertain. So yeah, guys, what can I say? The show is fantastic. I suggest that after you watch this vid, if you can, just give anime a chance. If you're not a fan of anime, but if you are a fan of anime, you know what all the hype is about. The show is fantastic. I'm just telling you. I've mentioned it time and time again on other videos. About my desire to like basically broadcast at you guys that yes, it's a great show, anime. So here we go, guys. One of the first things I got was a Giyu Banpresto figure. So these Banpresto figures, they always they always hit a home run with these things. The figures themselves are always spot on. The paint job, is typically always spot on. It's flawless for the most part. Yeah, like I said, I picked up three. All three of them came in minty fresh. I love them. I definitely enjoy the fact that, now we're seeing a ton of Demon Slayer merch coming out. So yes, this is Giyu. Giyu is considered one of the pillars in the show. Well, one of the 9 strongest swordsmen in the show. So of course, with the show name, like Demon Slayer, of course, his job is to slay demons. So of course, Giyu is considered one of the most formidable of the 9, one of the strongest, pretty much, in the Demon Slayer lore. And of course, he does not disappoint in the show. In the show, he kicks ass. Of course, when he steps up his attacks, they're all water based. So yeah, without giving away too much, he definitely, his ability transcends that ability of most people in the show. So he's definitely considered to be, top notch, awesome in every way. So yeah, guys, now that you've seen the box, I want to show you the figure. So of course, here's the figure, and of course, Giyu is wearing his traditional sort of Demon Slayer garb. Of course, he's got his kimono. Of course, he's got his trusty sword by his side. In the show itself, Giyu is a man of few words. Sort of very stoic, very stern. Right off the bat, you meet Giyu in the first episode of Demon Slayer, and him and Tanjiro have a pretty intense confrontation, a pretty intense discussion that basically will transcend the story throughout the whole manga, throughout the whole series. So yeah, you get to see a different side of Giyu as the season progresses, the first season. So I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, the great thing about these Banpresto figures is that they typically come in 2 or 3 pieces, and they're easy to snap on, put in, and like I said, you can see the base. As far as the paint goes, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Just a couple of smudges here and there, but those are things I can sort of brush off or clean right off. But of course, as you guys can see, Giyu has the dark hair, of course, got the bluish eyes, and the expression on his face is that of sort of a very stern look, sort of intense. So I like that about it. But yeah, guys, if you could just tell me what you think of Giyu. And now we'll get into another co-star of the show, and this is Inosuke. So Inosuke in the show, right off the rip, you can kind of tell that he looks a little different than everybody else. Of course, in this one, he's got the boar's mask, or the boar's head mask. So of course, the reason for that is that Inosuke was raised in the wild, raised by boars. And of course, his demeanor and his overall, way he carries himself is very animal-like. So in the show, he's always just raging, always pissed off, always sort of territorial, always animal-like, basically. So he's always looking for a fight. He looks at everybody as being, a potential threat. So of course, that's the way he carries himself. So even with Tanjiro and Nezuko, who are just very sweet, very kind, very empathetic in the show, this guy just seems to be a hard ass the whole time. So of course he has to stake his claim. He has to be territorial. He has to sort of attempt to be like an alpha male. So just a tough guy, but very cool. But in the show itself, the guy is pretty formidable, just because his strength is pretty limitless. Physically he's strong. Physically, he can sort of outlast, outrun, outmaneuver most people. So it gives him an upper hand, as far as hand-to-hand combat. Of course, he's very flexible, very nimble. So sort of like an animal, sort of able to evade and dodge, would-be attacks, would-be potential threats. So yeah, I love the way this thing looks. Of course, the boar's head sculpt looks awesome, awesome. Of course, he's got, the wild boar's head. Of course, the boar has the tusks on either side. And of course, the big pink snout and the bluish eyes. And yeah, of course, boars have wild hair. So you see, obviously, that incorporated into his overall look. He's got like this little sort of like apron or smock that sort of, surrounds his waist or goes around his waist, which is very cool. And of course, you can kind of see the boar look on his his legs right there, on his socks that sort of cover his legs and his feet. So yeah, overall, guys, these things are awesome. And of course, as you guys can see, Inosuke rocks 2 blades with 2 swords at all times. And yeah, he definitely uses it to his advantage. The fact that, he does have 2 swords. He's able to, bring the intensity twice as much as most. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think. Comment down below. What you think of Inosuke? I personally love this guy. This guy's awesome. So we'll get into the very last one right here. So, of course, this is another, co-star of the show. Of course, this is Zenitsu. So Zenitsu is a friend and an ally to Nezuko and Tanjiro. So of course, you get to meet Zenitsu pretty early on in the storyline. And the one thing about Zenitsu is that he's basically a coward. He's basically a baby in the show. He's always, sort of groveling, begging for mercy, always afraid of every potential threat. So anything that he hears that doesn't sound like it should be there, like he overreacts to, he cowers into a corner, he, starts to cry, starts to sort of, whatever, ramble on about, how dangerous it is to be a demon slayer. So it's just a funny, he's just a funny character in the show. But of course he provides the comic relief. But don't sleep on Zenitsu. Zenitsu in the show at one point sort of shows what he potentially can be. So of course his style is basically breath of thunder. So his attacks are basically lightning, thunder related. So of course anytime he does delve into that next level of his ability, of course you see sparks fly, you see electricity. It's pretty spectacular to see how strong he could potentially get. So you just see little brief hints of that throughout the show. But of course, I love the way the statue looks. It's very spot on. Of course, another sort of geometric design on his garb. Of course, he's got the triangles. Of course, you see the triangles sort of encompassed in the rest of his outfit. Of course, he's got his sword as well by his side. And yeah, of course, he's got the blonde hair, sort of fades from like a light blonde to like an orangey sort of mustard yellow color at the at the base of his skull. So very cool. And of course, he's got the brownish eyes, like hazel eyes. And of course, he's also got that stern sort of fierce look, but definitely not the look you see in the show. In the show, he's definitely always crying, always babbling about how potentially dangerous and how potentially deadly it is to be a demon slayer. But yeah, guys, if you could, tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought of these latest Banpresto figures that I got. So of course, we got Inosuke, guy with the boar's head. Of course, his attacks are pretty fierce as well. Awesome character. And of course, Zenitsu, a lovable character. If you watch the show, you'll definitely love what he's all about. And of course, Giyu. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think and tell me what you thought. Comment down below if you've seen the show, if you liked it, if you loved it, if you're not a fan of it. I always enjoy purchasing these Banpresto figures. They're well worth the money. I think other people would agree that they're definitely worth every red cent. So, hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed the vid. Hopefully it didn't go on too long. And hopefully I get to see you again in the next vid. But if not, you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.